Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Sunday, July 12th, 2020. The source of information I'm bringing to you is by ABC 13 out of Texas, and it is pertaining to Vanessa Guillen, the Fort Hood soldier who remains were found not too far from the Fort Hood base. The Army officials are alleging that they have found no credible information pertaining to Miss Guillen being sexually assaulted. Her attorney has discovered two allegations of two incidents pertaining to a superior walking in on her in a shower and someone making vulgar comments to her in Spanish. Her family has said that she told them and friends, family and friends, colleagues, she told that she was being sexually harassed, but officials in the Army have not discovered anything in text messages, phone records of Robinson or Miss Guillen to allude to the fact that she was being sexually harassed and or he was harassing her. So far, all they have is a professional relationship between she and Mr. Robinson. So, as I state, the Quam, the lawyer for the family, found two alleged allegations of someone walking in on her in the shower and someone making vulgar statements to her. Where I have the problem with this is how are they defining sexual harassment? Now, is it they didn't find anything of someone touching her, but comments have been made. This also was said by an official that Robinson has not made, didn't make any sexual advances, or she didn't report him, nor has she reported anyone to any official capacity. So there has been no report of sexual harassment by Miss Guillen, and there are no superiors giving any information that she had a conversation that someone on base was sexually harassing her. But yet her family and friends are stating that she told them in confidence that she was. So what is the truth? And as I state, what and how are you defining sexual harassment? So it was okay for someone to be verbally sexually harassing her. You don't consider that sexual harassment. You're basically saying she was not sexually assaulted. And that's the claim the officials from the Army are making, is that they do not have proof of a sexual assault, only from gathering information that she was verbally assaulted, obviously, or some, well, Kawam, the lawyer, saying verbal assault, but the Army is saying they believe. You have to read the article because I'm confused. They're basically saying no report has been filed from her. They don't have an official report that she was sexually assaulted or verbally, but some words have been spoken on the base. And it's not from Robinson, who they believe she's had some type of issue with. Let me make that clear. The gentleman, excuse me, male, it's not a gentleman, Mr. Robinson, who killed Miss Vanessa Guillen, they don't have any proof that he sexually assaulted her, verbally assaulted her. They have gathered information that it was someone else on the base that she was having an issue with, but no official report has been made from Miss Guillen, and that's the final say. But as I just stated, I don't know what the hell's going on over there at Fort Hood. Oh, also I'm leaving out, the Army is also hiring 4 civilian persons to form a panel to investigate the atmosphere of Fort Hood. I don't know what good that is going to do, quite frankly. Because I don't know, will you even appreciate what information the 4-person panel will bring? And I'm just keeping it 100. Due to the fact that you're downplaying that someone have said something to her, but yet you're saying, well, she wasn't sexually assaulted to our knowledge. She didn't tell anybody. We don't have an official record of it. just somebody done said something to her out of the way. Well, what do you consider sexual harassment? Sexual harassment doesn't have to necessarily be physical. It doesn't mean somebody had to grope her, touch her, fondle her, brush up against her. Do you understand what I'm saying? If someone keeps saying something in a sexual nature to her more than once, that to me is sexual harassment. So I feel like the Army is downplaying the situation with Miss Guillen. The fact that she was murdered by a fellow comrade on the base should tell you everything you need to know. You may not have phone records between the two. You may not have text messages between the two. Okay? Because that means she would have had to give him her telephone number. Quit playing. Okay? But that does not mean he was not saying things to her when he saw her, try and attempt to make contact when he saw her, and we now know he made contact with her on that fateful day she went missing, because we now have an outsider who has given the 411 an affidavit that he murdered her on the base, and how he discarded her from the base to his car to where she was found. Because this young lady, Miss Aguilar, is saying she helped dispose of the body and dismember the body. So we now know Robinson made contact with Guillen on that base. And who's to say he had not been trying to talk to her, make comments, whistle, whatever. And on that fateful day, he put his bid in. Do you understand what I'm saying? And he murdered her. What was said between the two, we will never know, because both are deceased. And I sure ain't going to too much believe whatever Miss Aguilar has to say, because naturally he would lie to her about why he did it. And I'm wondering, did he tell Miss Aguilar why he murdered her? I think the version was to the fact of she was going to tell on me about messing around with a married woman. But that still makes no sense to murder her, even if she did find out, or even made comments about him being married. And why would she care? If she didn't have any dealings with him, they weren't friends, why would she care? You think she just randomly walked up to him and said, "Oh, I heard that you're messing with a married woman. I'm going to go tell the officials." And she also, it is stated from her friends and family that she did not report, that she was afraid of saying something to a superior about being sexually harassed because she feared retaliation. So I could see that. Predominantly male military in general, you're on base with predominantly men, and now you're getting ready to go to a man 9 times out of 10 and tell him that another comrade is saying things to you, doing things to you, walking in on you in the shower. Imagine what would happen once she's alone. You see what I'm saying? Now, who's to say that this Robinson guy didn't get wind of allegations or rumors that she had been talking about somebody bothering her? Maybe he decided to take it up on himself to handle the situation. See, we won't know because both are dead. But I believe something was going on that base, and that is obvious because he murdered her on the base. And in the end, it's not going to really matter what the situation is. A married woman, he said, she said, "I like you. Why won't you talk to me, speak to me? Woo, 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 I'm interested in you." He didn't have any business murdering that young lady. And the fact that he murdered her on base, in that room, toted her out of there in a box, went and got help to dismember her, burn her, put her in 3 separate holes out there, tells you a lot. He had no regard for her, and he was brazen and he was bold. And that's the scary part, is that he did this crime, he committed this murder on base without even flinching. So something went down in that room, and something had been said in that room, and I got a feeling something had been said beforehand. You wouldn't just go ham like that out of the blue. No way I believe that. Condolences and prayers to her family. Seeking justice for this lady, and I'm praying the truth will come out, and the Army won't sugarcoat whatever the hell went on between the two and whatever else is going on at Fort Hood. Thanks for joining me on this wonderful Sunday. You all stay safe out there. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below. And this is Everyday Shenanigans. Bye.